Well, as I was getting ready for the draft, every offseason I would go and train with Chip Smith at Competitive Edge Sports and Robbie Stewart. And they just put you through the grinder. It's everything you want, position-specific work. Well, it's the same off-season for me as my brother he's in Oakland at the time and is getting ready for the Super Bowl against Tampa Bay that year. So I had to weigh, am I going to miss the opportunity to go watch my brother play in a Super Bowl or miss the opportunity to train right before the draft and the combine? And I don't know if it was the right decision, but I stayed home and trained to prepare for that opportunity. I knew that it was important this is your first interview for a pretty awesome job that you can pursue, that few people get that chance. So I wanted to make sure I was doing it right. The stress level and anxiety was just as high. I mean, you knew this is your interview for 32 potential employers and you want to put your best foot forward. So the interviews, which run into the night, and you get some of the craziest questions, and those numbers, they're only going to put down one number for each one of those slots, whether it's the 40 or the bench or the 3-cone drill or the shuttle. So each one matters, and there comes with a certain level of anxiety knowing that just a tenth of a second can make a big difference in someone's opinion of you. Draft day for me was, I wanted to be at home. You know, those days get really long, and you know, when you had 20 minutes or whatever per pick in the first round, it starts to drag. So anything you can do to kind of get your mind off it. So for me, we had a lot of family and friends at the house. I think I went and saw one of my cousins play soccer for a little bit, and I'm helping put together a piece of furniture. But in the back of the mind, you're watching every pick that comes across the screen, and once it gets closer to your slot where you think you might be able to go, I was glued to that couch watching ESPN like everybody else. So the 32 teams, these are like the 10 most likely teams that are in need of a tackle, and here are 10 that are kind of in the middle, and 10 that most likely it would just have to be the right scenario, you slide to them, that kind of thing. Well, we knew it was either going to be late first round, early second, and there was some teams that had a need right there. New Orleans wasn't one of them. They were in that bottom third. They had just picked up Wayne Gandy in free agency. They had 2 other veteran tackles competing for that right tackle spot. So we did not think that New Orleans at 37 was going to be the spot where I ended up, but glad it worked out the way it did. It was Coach Haslett. So pick up the phone, and this is Coach Haslett with the New Orleans Saints. How would you like to become a Saint? I thought, can't wait. It's a great opportunity. I'd love to be a New Orleans Saint. So it was hard to actually hear. It's the same story, I think, for most folks. You know, everybody's waiting for your phone to ring, and when it finally does, the rest of the house is erupting with joy because your name's finally going to be called, and you can't hear. You know, here's my coach. I'm straining, and who knows what exactly I answered, and what he asked probably didn't match up, but I think they understood I was excited about the opportunity.